Hello everybody, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in once again. And today, I'm going to be talking about having a friend as a manager. Now, first, having a friend as a manager seems really awesome. Because for one, it seems like your life is about to get a whole lot easier. And even when it's not that, you know, I was really hoping that he was going to keep all the good aspects of being a manager in and take all the annoying things managers do out. You know, and make our life easier at my job. Because he's been working there almost as long as I have. You know, he clearly understands a lot of the aspects and how our job works. But as of recent, I came to kind of despise and kind of dread seeing him on the schedule now whenever I walk in. Like, I still get a nice high. And that's kind of where the work things kind of for me. And it sucks, because, you know, he's my friend, you know? You know, I really like to enjoy working with him, but, like, every time I work with him, it just seems like, I don't know, I'm just miserable. And I'm gonna get into that today. So, very first thing, I'm kind of a yes man, or I first became a yes man at first. Which means basically everything he'd asked me to do, I would do, because, you know, he's my friend, you know? I do it, I say yes because I like him. And he's my friend, and I really want to help him out. However, the one time that I do say no, all of a sudden it's held against me, and now I owe like 20 more yeses. For like the few things that I really don't want to do. And that there's other people around to do it. He's just choosing me for some reason. And it really sucks. Because, like, this is the one time I'm saying no. Like, I've said yes to you all day. I say yes to you every single other day. But, like, this one time I say no. It's like, really? And now I owe you 20 more yeses and 20 more favors. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, really? And I was just held over my head. And now that one no is going to be used against me for who knows how long. So that's one annoying thing. Like, for example, a few weeks ago, we got a brand new manager, and our new manager realized that most of the people in our department are college kids or high school kids about to head into college. You know, it's a minimum wage job at a grocery store. Like, of course, you're gonna get a lot of college kids just looking to make a little bit of money. Or a lot of money. If you're looking to get a lot of money, you're very devoted to that. I feel like you're a little bit in the wrong place, wrong position. Because being at a grocery store is not going to get you a lot of money. Which is kind of why I want to leave. Well, one reason why I want to leave. And second of all, I don't really, surprise, I don't really enjoy my job very much. And I don't like being there. But regardless, our manager is looking to take a lot of the college kids out and put more full-time people in, which is probably going to be a lot of middle-aged people because they seem I've seen. And because I just graduated, he came to me and said, you know, we're now opening up a lot more full-time positions, and I was really hoping you could go. And I was like, I don't really enjoy this job. Like, the people here are cool, and that's basically why I'm here. It's just because of the people. And it's because I have a lot of friends here, but I don't actually enjoy being, and I'd rather be somewhere else. Which is why I work part-time. And I really disappointed him. You know, I really get it at first. Because, you know, it sucks that a lot of people here, like, he's, like he decided to stay here. But a lot of other people are obviously not going to be here. Like we're not here for the long run. We're here for, you know, just college money, just to pay for our college, and that's kind of it. And so once he heard I was finally out of college, he thought I was going to stay. But I'm not sure why, because I told him from before, even before he came here, like, I don't really enjoy this job. I just stay for the people. But I really disappointed him, and that one no that I said that I wasn't going to do full-time, now I owed him, like, a bunch of other favors. And whenever I said no to something, he's like, well, you said no to that full-time thing. And it's like, really? You're going to hold that against me because of that one no that I said? Like, come on. And now I owe like 20 more yeses to make up for that one no that I said, because surprisingly I didn't like working at a minimum wage job where I felt miserable at. Surprise, right? Isn't that crazy? Alright, so another thing. So, like I said before, I was hoping that he was going to keep all the annoying stuff out of being a manager. And keep all the good parts in. And one of those annoying aspects is having to send people out. Because I really hate being sent out. It's like one of the most despised things about my job. But unfortunately for me, that part definitely stayed in. But mostly just for me. And I thought he was sending people out because when there's not much to do, or when there's nothing really to do, he has to send people out or else he looks bad at them. And that's what I thought at first. Until one day when he sent me and a few other annoying people out. He kept all of his other friends, but not me. I had to go. And I thought he did that because, you know, you have to do that, or else he looks bad just having people sit around him. But then on my break I look in the Snapchat and they're all fucking around in the department together. And it's like, oh, so I don't know the reason why I got sent out. And it turns out he wasn't doing it just to look good. He was, cause it seems like he did it just to send all the annoying people out. And I think I still had to owe him for the saying no thing, which is just really fucking annoying. Shit, here comes a bigger plant. Poor little baby. So that was one of the annoying things I was really hoping he'd get rid of in the job, but another reason why I despise really working with him. Again, as a friend, he's still cool. It's just as a manager, I don't enjoy working with him Another thing that will happen is that he'll start calling me out for shit. So, in fact, this happened just 2 days ago. I was at my job. I looked at my schedule. I look at my schedule like 2 times a week because they change it quite often. The schedule is supposed to be made 2 weeks beforehand, or at least a week beforehand. It's supposed to be 2, but it's always 1. So it's supposed to be done at least a week before. And they typically do it every weekend, and I work on weekends. So typically, before I leave, I'll check the schedule. But they'll still change it, like midweek for that very same week, and they won't tell me anything or won't say anything to anybody. So that's why I check the schedule twice, even though it's annoying having to drive to work just to make sure I check the times so I don't get in trouble, because that's happened before. I just show up at the wrong time and they're like, "We thought you weren't coming today." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And it's like, "Well, didn't you look at your schedule?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have a picture of my schedule right here." And they're like, "Oh, well." And then all of a sudden, it'll still somehow be my fault. It'll still get spent on me somehow. Be like, "Oh, well, the schedule is still dark blue," or some shit. So it hasn't been 100% confirmed. And it's like, okay. Because if you make the schedules a week ahead of time and they're still not they're not light blue, I'm like, what the fuck? And when you're supposed to be making the schedule a week beforehand, like, well, what am I supposed to do? Because I don't really have the time to check the day before every single time. Anyway, this week they changed the schedule during midweek again, because my availability is, but one of my availabilities is Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. However, I wasn't scheduled on that Monday, and they changed it at apparently they changed it Sunday night and didn't say anything to me. And I found out, and I already had plans for Monday because, you know, obviously it's like that's the next week, and they haven't made the schedule for that week. Well, they did make the schedule for that week, but they edited the schedule, and they didn't tell me that they didn't ask me, they didn't tell me anything, and because I already had plans on Monday, I obviously couldn't come in. So surprise, surprise, I found out an hour before I was supposed to go in. So I found out an hour before I was supposed to go in, and I obviously called in because, like, I have plans and they didn't ask me if I wanted to call in, and they're supposed to make it 2 weeks ahead of time, but again, they didn't. So I obviously called in, and I'm looking, and while I'm out, I'm looking in the group chat, just kind of chatting, and then all of a sudden I get called out by my manager, being like, "So is this why you called in?" And it's like, really? Like, you changed my schedule at the last minute, and then you blame me. And now that's another thing you're gonna hold against me. Even though it's not my fault. It's your fault for fucking changing the schedule and just magically expecting me to come in. Like, that's not how that works. And it's fucking annoying to deal with. Cause then I'll go into work, and he'll still hold it against me. And have to deal with this, like, same bullshit. It's just fucking annoying to deal with. Look at that. And that's not the first time that he's done shit like that. So an hour. So a few weeks ago, I stayed back an hour to help because it was really bad. I could have left, but I didn't. I chose to stay back and help my buddies. I don't stay back at my job often. I usually stay back just to help people out because I know the situation is really bad. And you know, and they're my friends. Of course I want to stay back and help. And so I walked into the department and things were really bad. And they said, hey, can you actually stay and help us for a bit? And I'm like, you know what, you guys are my friends, and I see that things are really bad right now, so I'll stay back. So I stayed back for an hour that day, and I got invited to like a lot of the boys have like a dinner tonight. We're just gonna like eat chicken wings and talk shit and stuff. And I was talking about what happened that day. And when I walked in, I was trying to talk about like how busy the day was and how crazy it was. Again, I wasn't trying to blame anybody for what happened because it's not really anybody's fault that things get busy. It's just that a lot of people show up at once. You know, shit happens. And all of a sudden, he turns to me and said, "You know, you're responsible for kind of what happened today, right?" I'm like, "Really? What did I do? I decided to stay back and help, and here's the thing. He actually left before I did, even though he knew about the situation. He was in the department when shit was going down, and he basically did absolutely nothing. While I was outside for an extra hour dealing with angry customers and shit, he did go when he did find out about the situation. Or just like to do something about it. I don't really know. He was in the department when shit was going down, and we were very busy. I'm not sure how he did it. But regardless, I decided to stay an hour. I decided to help out. And he, for like no reason, just decides to say that like I'm responsible. You know, you're partially responsible for what happened. Even though I just have to stay and help, like, should I just go back? And then I wouldn't have been responsible? Like, what the fuck? And here's the part that really pisses me off. When I was leaving an hour later, he was gone. And he barely helped out at all. Like, as soon as nobody was around and everybody was outside, he disappeared. And now he's looking for other people to point the finger at. Like, really? Like, it's so bullshit. It's fucking annoying. It's just shit like that. And it just makes me dread seeing him on the schedule now. Anyway, I'll do it for my rants today. Thanks for tuning in and sticking around. I know I haven't uploaded many videos. This is late. I've just been a little busy. And hopefully I'll have something up soon. We'll find out. And until next time, take care.